Well, with weather delays, the annual labor strikes, and general infrastructure issues, it seems like South America's crop was doomed from the start.
In this week's Bottom Line, however, Neil Melancon tells us the opposite might be true.
The Bottom Line is brought to you by the Cotton Board, strengthening the fiber of our industry.
We've been hearing a lot about the South American crop coming in with a focus on all that's negative. To be fair, there's been a lot of negative news, from inclement weather to trucker and dock worker strikes that seem to be as seasonal as the crops they move. A perennial problem, though, is infrastructure, with almost 1,000 miles of dirt road in Brazil alone that hampers harvest every year. But when you get away from that hype, what is actually the size of the crop there? The answer is big and getting bigger. Let's first take a look at the two biggest powerhouses, Argentina and Brazil. Informer released their estimates from the first week of May and showed a 3 million metric ton increase overall for both corn and bean estimates, split evenly between the two countries. Further, Brazil alone saw almost twice that combined tonnage in increase for corn alone, estimated now at more than 80 million metric tons. The Buenos Aires Grain Exchange had the same number for their soybeans, up 1.5 million metric tons. Corn jumped 2 million to 25 million metric tons overall. The bottom line is the South American crop is just big, and further, they've had a number of good years down there, and there's a lot of capital being invested in private infrastructure to store grain on farm. That means that in short term, we're seeing a bit of a boost in pricing as the market is enticing these farmers to sell. Long term, though, it's a bad situation for U.S. growers because their South American counterparts will be able to stretch out their supply longer and compete with our products, especially in that summer lull right before harvest. And guys, one of the things that we're hearing is they're putting a lot of money into their port capabilities, expanding it by up to as much as 25%.
And that'll pretty much level the playing field when it comes to getting that grain out.
Right, because that means even if they grow the same amount of grain, it means 25% more gets dumped onto our export markets.
Not good. Neil Melancon, thank you.
Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when we'll meet the Louisiana Farm Bureau Ag in the Classroom's Teacher of the Year.
Until then, you can watch any of our stories online on our website, twilatv.org. And be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
For Kristen Oakes White and everyone here at TWILA, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.